his calf actually rotates, and down here he does end up having a hinged hinge for the leg. I mean for the feet, and they're able to open up about this much. So he does end up having some ankle pivot. Now the problem that I do end up having with this thing, aside from the whole kicking problem, is that he is not able to stand up just normal. Okay, like other Marvel Legend figures. Now you get to see him stand up, but you really have to open him up, and it's a pain sometimes. It's actually gotten so much of that now. This part of the knee on my right side is actually very loose, but it's actually getting him actually able to get him to stand up a lot more better. So it's actually pretty good. Regularly this figure is actually pretty good, but I did mention that I did do a modification, and the modification is this. Pretty cool modification, right? A head swap. Nah, I'm just kidding. This thing actually came with a sheath slash shoulder strap, but I didn't really like this. There's no problem with it. It doesn't look horrible. It doesn't look too bad, but the problem is that, again, I actually like my Blade figure too, and I like my Blade a little bit more better than that. So I didn't like this. And what I went over and did is that I cut the little part right here that unites this. I mean, that unifies this. And connected it right here on the back. I basically just crazy glued it. And what you see, that little spot is basically where this thing actually ports in. And now, let me see if I could just put it on right here. Why is it that I'm having problems with the camera? There we go. So it's very easy. And now there you go. So it makes it more convenient, makes it more cool. Makes it just like in the comics, makes it just like in the movies. It actually does a whole lot of a difference. I actually like it. How is it looks now? And he's still able to reach behind it, and get it. So I mean, for those of you who actually want to pose them up like that, so it does look cool, as you get to see. And the best part about this is that, seeing as how it ports into the back, the sheath now, you can actually put it on one arm, and on one hand, and the sword on the other. So I actually like this modification a lot more better. It really makes me enjoy this figure so much more than how is it that it came out of the box. Now I would show you the Man-Thing figure, the Man-Thing part that came with, but because I'm not actually collecting that, I actually threw it out. But there you go. Now you get to see that this figure feels much more complete like that. Now he ends up having a sheath. He ends up having a sheath out. You get to see the figure is actually much more better. Again, it actually looks pretty cool. Now that he ends up having a sheath on one hand and he ends up having his sword on the other, it actually makes the figure feel so much more complete. So anyways, that is my very simple tutorial that I ended up doing for this. Very quickly, if you want to pick this up, you could actually get it at, I think that BBTS still ends up having them. For the most part, it was a bit of a drag actually looking for this figure because Target and all these other stores just wouldn't have it. And I think that you could actually get it at eBay for a very reasonable price. I think that you could still get it on Amazon for a very reasonable price. So wherever it is that you buy your toys online, I think that will be the best place. And again, like I said, it's actually pretty cool. And the best part about all this is that with this modification, I can do this. As you get to see, I get to do this. Now with the Ariku coat, it actually looks a million times more better. The sheath actually looks real cool like this. And with him being able to pull out the sword, it actually comes out a lot more better. How you could even have him posed up like this, like if he's taking it out and meet the sheath. It's actually pretty cool. Another thing that I think that I would actually have him displayed as would actually be like this. So like I said, there is an array of posability on this figure. It's actually pretty cool. Do I recommend it? Of course I do. As a big time Blade fan, I recommend anything that has to do with Blade. But yes, this actually looks pretty cool. The Eriku coat actually just brings this figure a lot more to life than it already did. So it's actually pretty cool. And again, if you want to get this figure, you can find it pretty cheap online. As for the Eriku coat, I am gonna put you a link down there on the. I'll put you a link on the bio so that you could actually get it from Eriku himself. I do know that he's actually working on wired coats. This one isn't necessarily wired, but it's still very posable, as you get to see. I mean, very good material. There you go. So you could kind of get it into droop in the way and pose in the same way that you want it to. And again, it's actually pretty cool. So anyways, this has been Klutzy Joe. I hope that you guys actually enjoyed this video. I'm out. Please do end up like, share, subscribe on over to my channel, and I will start putting in some more videos on. I know that I ended up having a bit of a pause for a moment, but that was because my phone was actually acting up. Anyways, I'm back. I hope that you guys actually enjoyed this video. I will see you guys later. Peace!